Thank you for joining us here. We're on with Austin FC midfielder and captain Alex Ring. I'm going to queue up the first few questions and let you guys proceed. We'll go to the first question. We'll go to Chris Bills. Next up will be Dennis De La Pena, and after him will be Zach Smith. So let's get it started, Chris.
Hi, Alex. I imagine you're excited for to open up the stadium, but obviously there's a lot of excitement happening in the soccer world right now. I was watching Finland, and I was wondering kind of what your thoughts were on. Obviously, you can't do both, right? You wouldn't be able to be here for the stadium opener if you were playing for them. But just I was curious to hear your thoughts on your decision to retire from international play, and how you've been processing that, watching Finland make the Euros and now playing in the Euros.
I mean, it was a conscious decision. I think the traveling was very demanding. Once I came to MLS and I picked up injuries that I was dealing with in my first 2 years for a long period of time that probably people don't know. I had my foot numbed for the rest of the 2017 season for 11 weeks because I broke my sesamoids in the national team. And then I did my knee the next trip I went back. So my wife we had just gotten our second kid, and I was a lot on the road already here, and family comes first for me. And so this decision was one I made with, full conviction. And I've watched every game. I have a lot of friends still playing there, and I'm happy and proud the way they've evolved, and especially the way they've played now, and how they handled that unfortunate situation that happened in the first game. I think that shows how we are as Finnish people, and no regrets. I get to spend a lot of time with my families. I get international days. I get a little breather. I get some days off. So that's pretty much it.
There's quite a few Finns now in MLS. Have you been talking to those guys, and not just the MLS guys, but the guys on the national team about coming here to Austin, what Austin's like? Is there potential there?
Yeah, I haven't been playing as an agent. Obviously, I know the other guys playing here from national team, and then, like I said, I have a couple of friends who I've played with since my youth, and we went up to the national team together. I've been in contact. Obviously, that's how I got to know that Eriksson was fine through the players there, a little bit faster than probably anyone else outside of that. So the contact is always there. Obviously, I don't get to go back home as much as I used to if I was with the national team. So I miss that, seeing my family and my friends that I haven't seen for a long time. So, but if anyone asks me if they want to come to us, then I would definitely recommend it for sure.
Great. Thank you. Our next question goes to Dennis De La Pena with Fox. Go ahead, Dennis.
Hey, Alex, I don't know if you were at last night's women's game, but even if you weren't, did you get an idea of what Austin can be as a soccer city?
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was watching my kids. I saw some stuff on social media, and talking to the guys that were at the game. They said it was a really good atmosphere, and I expect it to be even better at our home game. Just looking forward to it. This week has been anxious. You just want to go out and play in front of your fans. So I think the energy has been really good in the team, and the excitement for sure.
Yeah, and obviously you're playing to win. You guys have standings to take care of, but at the same time, you mentioned the fans. As an athlete who sees that kind of love, do you almost feel like you want to gift the fans a W on this home debut?
Man, there's no other option. I'd be really disappointed if we don't. They deserve it, we deserve it, and we're gonna give it everything we have to accomplish that. I know the fans have been amazing with the love, the support on away trips. It's unique, and that's why I think everyone is excited to get to show out in front of them.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, so we're going to go to Zach Smith, followed by Mark Turner.
Hey, Alex. I guess with everything that's going on kind of off the pitch, how do you stay focused on it, right? Because obviously, like you said, you want to get 3 points, you want to get a win, but is that difficult at all? And what's your message to kind of the team with everything going on to kind of stay focused on the task at hand?
Yeah, it's our job. You know, that's in the end, we only get 3 points for this game. I think with the fans behind our back, that's going to give us a lot of energy. But yeah, you know, channeling your focus on the game, on your personal and team tasks, I think that's important to achieve that. I think we know that as well. The closer we get to the game, I think, you know, you're like in the tunnel. You kind of black most of it out. At least I do. I can't speak for anyone else, but it's not like I haven't played in front of full stadiums before. So it's nice to have the people back after COVID, you know, and especially our unique situation. And I think it will just be a positive for us, you know, to turn that energy into determination and focus and ultimately get a W.
Great. Thank you, Zach. Mark Turner, you're up.
Hey, Skipper.
Hi.
Sorry to turn the attention back to the Euros. There's so much to talk about when it comes to Austin, but I'm really curious. You talked about the mentality of the Finnish team after the incident in the Danish game. And of course, a lot of the focus has been on the Danes, understandably so. But the way that Finland bounced back, the way that Finland were able to refine their focus, you know, you see a real grit in Finnish sportsmen, whether it's Kimi Räikkönen or Tami Mäkinen, and particularly in motorsports for whatever reason. And I'm wondering, can you talk about that a little bit? We see that in you as well. Where does this kind of Finnish grit, this spirit come from?
Upbringing, I think it's just the values Finnish people have, you know, keep your head down, work hard. Sometimes we're maybe too modest, but I don't think anyone really loses their footing or, you know, gets too high in the clouds. I think Finnish people are very honest, a little bit shy, you know, decent people. I think as a country, I'm proud to be from Finland, and I try to install those values in my kids as well, even though they're growing up around the world in Germany, US, wherever we've been before. But you know, it's something me and my wife especially is very, very proud of, and something we always try to remind them of.
You're more talkative than Kimi Räikkönen, that's for sure.
I would love to be like him, but I can't pull it off. You know, he's the Iceman. So.
Thanks for that, Mark. Eric Goodman with the Chronicle. If you're ready, you're up, followed by Jorge Chavez.
Thanks, Will. Alex, it gets talked about a lot in soccer that you try to be the aggressors at home, obviously, and that it's extra important to get the 3 points at home. I was just wondering, is maybe too much made of that in terms of the play difference between how you guys will approach a home game versus an away game? And if not too much is made of that, what specific things can you guys do on the field to put that aggression into play that maybe wouldn't come out as naturally on the road?
I think that is made by you guys, because no matter if I play home or away, I always want to win. But you know, there's another team you're playing, so you have to adjust a little bit. Playing 8 games on the road is definitely something I have not done before in my career. But there's like in Europe, you know, home games, they're there to be won. And that's the mentality you have to have, not meaning you don't want to win away games either, but it's just a little bit of a different approach, especially for us. We're together the first year, and we have to earn that respect to go into other stadiums and play free flowing and the way we want to play. And in order to achieve that, we have to have a little bit more grit and be more consequential when we get situations to put games to bed. I don't think, you know, a lot changes to how we prepare for a game now that we're going home. Of course, there's that excitement because it's our first home game, and everyone's been waiting for 2 years. But at the end of the day, it's just another game out of 34, and we shouldn't forget that.
Great, thank you. So next up will be Jorge Chavez, and then we'll go back to Dennis Fox. So go ahead, Jorge.
Thank you. I apologize that I'm having some technical issues, so I couldn't get
Nice picture. I love it.
my video up. But thank you. My question was more on tactics. The last couple of games, Josh Wolf has had Cecilio playing as the false nine. I was wondering if that change has affected you and Tomás Pochettino's positioning and the way that you guys handle that little change, and is it going to continue?
Yeah, I mean, we played in a different formation the last 2 games. We played more in a 4-4-2 because we met two good teams in the West, and we had to make sure we deal with with the problems that they bring up by the way they're playing. I thought Ceci played fantastic in both games. I think he did a really good job. Obviously, he hasn't probably played a lot in that position, but I was really happy with him, with his effort. A lot of things go unseen that he does for the team. The dirty work. Same for Poche. And yeah, it's just about us finding back to the form we had, or the way we play when we have the ball, like we did in the start of the season. Get that confidence back. I think it's been decent in the past 2 games. Like I said, we met 2 of the top Western Conference teams, in my eyes, in the moment. So getting a result on the road away at their stadiums, I think you can ask for more.
Great, thank you.
Of course.
Great. We'll go back to Dennis and then back to Mark Turner. Go ahead, Dennis.
Alex, with so much excitement built up for this game, can a team or a player get too amped up? And what I mean by that is, do you have to rein some of maybe the younger guys in this week as it approaches?
I'll have to see. Till now, it's been good, but no, of course, if you're not used to playing in front of a full stadium with a little bit of pressure, you have to learn to deal with that. That's what professional sports is about, and that's something you're gonna have to learn, that you're not too hyped and too nervous. In the end, it's just a game. That's the way you should approach it. The only person that makes pressure is you yourself, and yeah, I mean that's how I see it. But I think the young guys have been good. I think they're looking forward to it. And, our team, when we play with energy and intensity, that's when we're at our best. So I don't mind it if it doesn't go too far. And I'm sure the boys will be fine.
Appreciate it.
Back to Mark.
So the team, I think, has done a remarkable job in these first 8 games on the road, taking 8 points. And obviously, you've had to deal with several injuries as well. Things are getting pretty threadbare. And I know that the team are looking toward the new transfer window and bringing in some cavalry. Where do you see there being a need to bolster the team? Where do you feel like the team needs additions in order to continue to push to the playoffs?
I think just in general, depth, like you said, with some injuries, we are thin because we're an expansion team. And anytime you can add quality to the team and it benefits the team, I'm always up for that. But that's Claudio's job. I'm not gonna interfere in that. I think the boys have done a good job. We've worked hard. We haven't been long together, and we're gonna get time to mold as well. I think some guys have come and showed up really well. Maybe players that other people didn't expect to have such a role, and I think that speaks for the character of them, and obviously for us as a team, how we are. So yeah, Claudio has a busy summer ahead probably. I don't know, but I don't know in what positions generally. I would just say, like, I always think if you can add quality and help the team get better, I'm here to win, you know. So if that can happen, I'm all for it.
Great, thanks, Mark. We have time for one more from Jorge Chavez. Go ahead, Jorge.
Little bit of a lighthearted question. How did Matthew McConaughey's visit to y'all in this practice this week? How did that affect you and the rest of the team? Is that a hype man or what?
Yeah, he's a very interesting guy. I've hardly met anyone who articulates himself as well as he does, and who is so well spoken, you know, who can deliver a message in the manner that he does. And you know, he's a nice guy. He's just a regular dude. He doesn't take himself too seriously, which is, you know, nice to see. And yeah, I think you can see how excited he is about the club. And you know, he's been waiting for 2 years as well. So it's just, I think it was a nice gesture for him to come by and see the boys before the game, and he'll be there obviously on Saturday. And I think it's always good to have good relationships with ownership, be it Andrew Precourt or Eddie or Matthew. You know, that we're all one big family, with the fans, with the staff all around, and that's something that makes us special.
Great. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Jorge, and thank you, Alex, for your time. Really appreciate it. And